implores the youth not to be misused politically. I want us to go back to the youth question and their role in the 2022 election. And Sophia Onuna spoke to ICT Cabinet Secretary Jomo Sheru on the youth question in the election. But before that, let's link up with Daniel Kariuki on the same. Daniel?
Right, thank you very much. And of course, the IEBC is seeking to have at least 6 million registered voters, and those who are being targeted mostly are the youth. And I want to discuss these matters to do with the youth. And I want to speak to the members of the County Assembly here in Nyeri, some who represent the youth, who are nominated on behalf of the youth, just to tell us about this youth question that has been making headlines. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, yesterday, IEBC kicked off the process, or rather the mass registration of voters ahead of the 2022 election. And they say that they are really targeting the youth. Are we going to see a situation whereby the youth this time round are going to be, they are going to come out in their numbers?
Thank you very much. My name is Kiroga Dhuku. I'm the MCA Chinka Ward in Oda constituency. And indeed, I want to confirm there is a lot of excitement among the youth. In some areas yesterday, we saw them literally queuing in order to get that opportunity to register as voters. And it's a very good thing. As readers, we are urging them that that is the way to go. Because you see, even in an area like this one, whereby you hear a lot of youth saying that they are supporting UDA, we want to tell them they cannot be able to cast or to make UDA win if they are not registered voters. So we are urging every youth to come out, and you see this will definitely affect the outcome of the next elections, because these ones even don't know the political debts and what have you. So we urge them to come out in large numbers so that, like they can register as voters. And definitely, they will be the determinant factor in the next general election.
And do you feel like IEBC is going to achieve the target of the 6 million voters? Are they going to come out as you're calling out on them to turn out and get registered? But are they going to do that? Because we have seen a situation in the country whereby the youth sometimes don't want to be really associated with matters election. They feel like maybe they don't actually want to be associated. Maybe this time around, is it going to change? IEBC will get the target?
Going by what we saw yesterday, I think it will be very probable that the IEBC will meet its target of 26 million registered voters in this country. And the good thing is, I can hear church leaders, politicians, IEBC itself, we are all now united in calling out for our youth to come out and register. And the youth must know this is a very noble duty. This is one of the ways through which they can be able to hold accountable the government and all the politicians that they vote for. They will get a chance to influence the election of credible and good leaders to run the next government.
Right. Thank you very much. And of course, talking about matters to do with accountability, I know you are nominated on behalf of the youth in this county assembly.
Yes.
So far, when we talk about matters to do with accountability, the youth have been left out in matters accountability to the leaders.
Yes.
You as one of the member of the county assembly,
yes,
on behalf of the youth, what
yes,
have you been doing maybe to tackle this?
Okay, as a representative of the youth, I've been nominated by the Jubilee Party to come and represent the youth in this county assembly. And one of the things that the Constitution gave us is the power. So I'm here oversighting on behalf of the youth. And because I do youth public participation, we have been doing youth policy in this county, and we involve them in matters development. That's why we have been told to them not only to make noise on social media, let them come on table and be decision makers through public participation. I've been spearheading that. And on elections, in Nyeri County, most of the youth who have finished Form 4s, the Form 4 leavers who are over 18 years, we are targeting them. And mostly because youth are found in football tournaments. That's where we'll be going to mobilize them to be able to vote, because that's where you'll find them. Most also youths, we are going to find them in institutions like colleges, vocational training centers. We'll be targeting and we'll be urging the IBC to go and put the kids in those institutions, so that we make sure that we register more than 50,000 youth who have not been registered, who finished Form 4 from 2017, 2018 up to date. Yeah.
And talking about now the youth, as I had asked Kiruga Dhuku there, they feel like sometimes they are left out, and in terms of leadership.
Yes.
And now you are in the leadership as a youth. Maybe what can you talk about this? How can you encourage the youth in terms of leadership ahead of the 2022 elections?
Okay, what I can say in terms of youth and leadership is that youth need to come out. Youth need to come out. Like myself, I come out, I'll be vying for senator.
We apologize for the loss of audio on that live report by Daniel Kariuki. Of course, he is speaking about the youth vote and, of course, the importance of their participation in the next election, and, of course, why they will be important and a critical part of the electorate. Let's go back and listen in.
The older generation will continue ruling us, continue bringing the policies which are outdated. That's why we are championing that the youth agenda must be involved in leadership.
So you are saying that sometimes the old are bringing in some old formats of leadership, and so the youth should come in and bring some new agendas.
Yeah, you know, the youth are innovative. They have ideas on some of how to be able to tackle the problems we are facing in this county. And if the youths cannot be able to have a platform to come in this assembly or to go to the National Assembly and be able to champion the ideas they have and the innovations they have to be able to solve the problems in this country through policy, the older generation already believe in the policies that they did from 1990s, which have not been changed. If you look at some of the acts which are there in our country, some of the laws that are there in our country do not really favor us, the young generation. So if we do not come out and participate and changing of these policies, we'll continue having these problems of unemployment in this country as we continue, because what was said by our forefathers. We have laws back to 1960s which were made and they're still working, but they are not working for us. Yeah.
So I want to give you the last, like in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Talk to the youth.
Yeah.
Tell them about this mass voter registration, and call upon them. Just 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to urge the Nyeri County youth, wherever they are, they come out in large numbers, they register for themselves so that they're able to make decisions of their future. The future is in their hands. If they want to see change in this country, they must participate. And they should
All right, we apologize for that audio hitch, but we're going to take a short break again. But of course, the youth clearly an important part of the upcoming election year, and they are being appealed to by all corners. Get registered, collect your IDs, do not be misused.